So what else? King Rick. Happy Friday. You feel me? Happy Friday to y'all. Let y'all know a little something about Isaiah chapter 45. Everything that we've been basically doing, everything that I've been doing, everything, council culture been, complaining about and all the complaints or whatever. You feel me? Read about it. Get your Bible app and read about it. Read about it, line it up with Isaiah chapter 11, Isaiah chapter 9, Isaiah chapter 4, you feel me? And then when y'all see how people complain and complain and complain and complain, y'all can read about that also. And chapter 3 of John, how y'all not buying the BS, you feel me? That falls under y'all blessings, you feel me? With John chapter 10, amongst all the other stuff, you feel me? So I'm gonna tell y'all as gutter as I can, as project as I can. I PC'd these niggas up right here on the street. They ran the cops right in front of y'all. They ran all types of, devices hiding. They ran, breastises to try to speak and help them out. Now let me line that up with Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Realize it's not a talking thing. They're trying to get some type of peace or some type of joy or some type of please don't kill us type of thing. They didn't listen when y'all was warning them. Every time they even say, oh, he's only in the females. Do you realize how much, hate crimes is in that to when women even hear that type of stuff? They got lawsuits. Like, come on, what do you mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's too offensive. That's offensive. And I commend y'all when y'all literally found out that these idiots was obsessed with another man. Do you get what I'm saying? And not for any other complaint, but why they cannot deceive to harm anybody anymore. Why they can't pass COVID anymore. Why there's no more trafficking anymore. Why, and that's getting to the gutter of it. That's getting to the gutter of it. It has nothing to do with a talk. It has something to do with please don't kill us. Please don't do this. Please don't do that. But our country's already doing it too because of treason. You understand? So y'all got to understand it's not a talking thing. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11 has nothing to do with talk. That was a hype to have somebody pass, whatever in the lungs. That's what that scripture is about. It has nothing to do with talk or who needs to talk to so-and-so. Or that's not that. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11 is about somebody, a group of men pleading for their lives. That's what it is. When somebody is pleading for their lives and they don't want anybody, or they don't want the Lord in particular to harm them. And it's being said, I will not hearken. Meaning I won't consider, I won't listen. Not, oh, we didn't try to reason with them. Not, oh, we didn't warn. Not, oh, this is this or this is that. Like, no, that didn't have anything to do with that. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11 is basically on, people pleading for their lives. And it wasn't anything in particular of, of people. It was basically, males pleading for their lives. You get what I'm saying? That's what, Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11 is. Isaiah chapter 45, that one's talking about, our second Exodus. That one's talking about, everything that we're doing out here, in our country, right now. You know what I mean? That's what that's about. That don't have anything to do with, council culture or, the Klan getting caught up for treason and all that other stuff. That's their own hype. You know what I mean? When the complaints or the wannabe targeting practices and all the capital crimes that follows with that, when that happens, that has nothing to do with anything to do with our part in the scripture as a country, first of all. Me as the son, second of all, and the females and what they went through and survived, third of all, because it was also all the children. So understand what that is, you know what I mean? And then you got, Jeremiah chapter 23. That talk was only to confuse, which I helped y'all understand and find out that it was the clan behind the whole thing. A clan of men. Realize Isaiah chapter 3 verse 9. They talk identical. Everything was warned. You feel me? So for somebody to say, if our country, just reality, our country warns us, look, we're doing this, we're doing that. So because of this, we got stimulus checks, coming in because we want to help out. If you listen to the talk of some of these badges on cybercrime, which is a federal crime, which they got agents on that. No doubt about that. You feel me? But when you hear them talk, you don't hear them talk about anything to do with anything that is against our Constitution, against our amendments, against everything to do with our liberties. You hear people, the way they talk and communicate, you hear flat out, you hear slavery. You hear segregation. You hear treason. You hear despicable stuff. You hear an abominable thing. So that's why Jeremiah chapter 23, it explains it. It explains it to the shepherds that was supposed to shepherd the sheep, meaning they were supposed to get in there, wear their badge, protect and serve against all enemies of our country, both foreign and domestic. Not hide in there when we abolish slavery. That's what Juneteenth was about. That's representing abolishing slavery and segregation and bringing equality and integration. Not we're segregating. Not, oh, he's only in the females. Why do you need to tell a grown man that somebody else is only in the females? That's a hate crime. Females saying that, oh, he's only into us. This is us. We got this. This is us. That's something different because we're already in agreement. But for somebody to literally have to keep on explaining to another man, and that's a male, and saying, oh, he's only in the females. He's only in the... Those are hate crimes. I don't need that type of attention. Nobody do. No female for sure don't need to hear that. The professionalism. Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 2. Because they've done this, because they scattered, meaning separating people, trying to act as though they're, trying to help you out, but they're really trying to condemn you. They're really trying to, put you in this position so you can fail. Put you in this position so you can fail. Put you in that position to separate you from friends, family, finances, good health, jobs, housing, you name it, they already said it, including cannibalism. So regardless of all the excuses, all the running, all the hiding behind some skirt or some child or, some diapers or whatever else excuse to pretend, that is not our life. Our life is straightforward. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 3, after this is done, realize what we are already planning, and then you'll see Isaiah chapter 45, and you'll understand a little bit better. That way there will be no confusion, which there's not. Obviously, there's John chapter 10. There's no confusion. You feel me? But for the sake of, people running around and being confused, looking for an excuse on why they need to, speak on another human being, another American, another, I don't hear them complaining. Even though they're complaining, I don't hear them complaining about why they live so messed up, why they're dying, why they're in the position that they're in, and why they choose to be a part of a group that and have nothing going for themselves. You were just in that group to lose. So the victim or the victimizer turns victim turns assailant turns treason. Do you understand? Like, these things are already written. Everybody was warned. If you didn't have Psalms 91, then you should have paid attention. For those who don't really get it or don't want to get it, we don't care about that. That's a free will decision. You feel me? The opinion don't have nothing to do with these facts. Nor would they help anybody. And this is for y'all ladies that's on that list. Nor will they help anybody, me, be in any type of way sexual with them. We just got out of a pandemic. There shouldn't be nobody trying to go out of their way and arguing because they cannot speak to somebody. That is a red flag on its own. That is a red flag on its own. There ain't no excuse. I don't care who's sensitive. I don't care who's, who got drug problems. We got places for that. We got places for that. Trip out on counseling. We got that. Most of that's free. Most of that's free. And y'all remember, if y'all remember, like back then, there was, what was it, 2022? I was reading a newspaper and they said women, I was reading the newspaper and it was out here in Tacoma. They said women was talking about their sensitivities in the workplace. I gets out. I don't hear no woman talking about sensitivities in the workplace. I hear nothing but males. I just passed a sign coming down Golden Given, turning off 112th, right? And there's a sign of one of the law enforcement females that's being, or that want to be reelected or whatnot, right? Miss Cindy. Anyway, because obviously it's a woman, so they took that, whoever it was, and threw it down. Like, they don't want people to see that type of stuff. You feel me? Now, let's get to the inevitable. This is gonna happen regardless. They're gonna leave the workplace. They already got warned. We're not here to get the people sick. We're here to serve the community. Thank you for your service. You will be replaced. This was 2021, around November-ish, when everybody in Washington had class action lawsuits. There is no secret to conceal the fact. I'm literally bored of every excuse for somebody with a badge to squeal like a panicked out little coward in a department working in the mental health system because I ended human trafficking. That wasn't all we did together. I was the key to it because I did a lot of damage to them. No doubt about that. I can own my own. You feel me? But we are a country. We don't deal with treason. Nobody can expect us not to be professional about this. If people are causing you problems in the workplace or wherever you are, and then run back behind your back and try to speak as though they can target you, realize everybody on the scene and behind the scene already knows. So don't worry, don't fret, don't worry about the panic and destruction of the wicked. That is their own. Literally, that is their own. They put themselves in that position. Why do y'all think, dude made that 1974 movie, Blazing Trails or Blazing Saddles? You remember the comedian? When the part gets to where they are going to check in and with the sheriffs, and the dude said he was a pedophile twice. He said, why did you say it? He said, because of this and this and that. And he said, and he responded, they was making a joke in the 70s about council culture and the pretense and personas that they have, but the core of it was treason. When the German woman was singing, she had two parts. Those two parts of her in the beginning, those two parts was for one reason. One type of woman, the way she was singing, and then the realness in the woman that literally stepped away from that environment, and she didn't let it get that bad and ended up falling in love. You feel me? And they made a joke out of it, like this was simple to do. This was simple. So now I'm gonna get down to the core because of what, individuals, want to pretend as though people are enslaved, or people are, and that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is y'all females are so bored with these idiots talking around and round and round in circles. So me seeing that and seeing the seriousness on y'all faces, because y'all don't want to hear it, let me let y'all know something. Slavery is over. Y'all also got lawsuits because they wasn't supposed to be sent to y'all, relationships. You feel me? For starting SARS disease in our country, period. You'll be surprised how many people got lawsuits now that I done came along and helped our government point it out to the people. It wasn't our government that started that stuff to prolong whose arrest? The Klan for treason? I came along and helped that out and make puzzles together. Pieced it together, and now that we got it and we know who's treason, who cannot do anything because they're both sides of the fence, you got to understand something. When y'all see people out there doing their job, they're doing their job. We're doing our job. We all got assignments. You get what I'm saying? But when y'all see the ones that we, in front of the shelters communicating with, and it's nothing but a gang of males, and then they start popping up at certain people's workplace, realize who or what was trying to, act. And then when certain events, or when I go out there, it's a sirens. Woo, 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 woo. Realize there is no real complaint. What can somebody say? He made it better so we can breathe. He made it better so we can let our women and our children go to school or work, and they don't have to worry about some pervert. You feel me? They don't really have a complaint. They have a weird way of trying to be narcissists and changing their whole lifestyle to try to talk about their lifestyle and think that they're going to point it in somebody else's direction. That's different. But that's irrelevant to the fact that they got all types of treason. They can't run outside. Oh, this is what we're going to talk about again. That's Jesus. Okay, we know that already. You got to get over that. You feel me? We already know this is a Christian country. We know the signs to look for. We've been waiting. So everything is here. Everything is known. The bloodline is known. So that means the women were special the whole time in our country. So of course we're doing everything precise. If we went overseas to fight for those women over there and their freedoms, what do you think we're going to do to these? And we're doing everything legal just because we don't want to argue to transfer air to air out of lungs. That is not our prerogative to sit back and play into some talk or argument. But I want to give y'all some joy too. How many of y'all been around it? Y'all been exposed constantly and never, when I say never, I mean never. Y'all never got sick. And some of y'all age is up there and y'all still kicking and moving, right? Realize when you're blessed. Realize when you have that personality. Realize when you don't have, misery and all that other stuff, when you can go to sleep. You can taste your food. So there is nothing that nobody in the department can run around on cybercrime saying, play victim for us. Because that's all I ever hear. Oh, this and this and that. And then you hear some recording of a woman screaming. Okay, it's not movie time. Like, if we want to watch Fright Night or something like that, like, we can do that on our own. We don't need a badge trying to glorify something. Like, that doesn't happen. You don't even hear about nothing too much in Tacoma or in our country, period, except council culture getting moved on. Them self-destructing, and that's about it. But that's treason. You can't be in the jungle and you're trying to do some weird stuff and you're surrounded by lions. You cannot be in the jungle like that. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It's not about, oh, an excuse so I can continue to do this, so I can continue. No, we're not here to give bottles to people. That's what babies are for. To give them bottles. What's so hard about being professional? If y'all can show it and I can show it and we all showing it, then they should show it in that department. Because sitting back and forth with data, that doesn't happen. trying to act as though something was legal, but it was a conspiracy against the females in our country. That wasn't legal. Realize everything when they're complaining, everything that they're complaining about is why they cannot fool somebody to try to trick them so they can give diseases out and whatever else that they felt they could do, being weak. They can't sneak attack anybody anymore. There's a place for people like that. There's medication for people like that. And y'all workplaces is not that. So to look at the positive stuff, look how much money y'all got. Look at the awareness that we done put out there and everything went around to what it is. And then realize when y'all see them and the cars and they're back at we want to make this man emotional. Why? If that, I'm going to tell you flat out, project stuff. If that nigga's into other men, there ain't no need to even call that a relationship anymore. Period. Because now he's flip-flopping. When he's flip-flopping, you know what I mean? You don't have a family. That's not a family. That's not what that is. That's not a hype to run to women and children and say, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, we're not. When they say we, when they say us, when they say we want to piss him off so he can talk to everybody, they're talking about who they're in communication with and the county jail so he can harass people, play on cyber. So it's not a gang of people coming around other people playing on their own personal phone devices around quiet Americans and then having some freaking hype as though they're making somebody else pretend that they can frame somebody else, which is a crime. You cannot do due process rights violation. That is a crime, regardless how anybody want to word it. Nobody can be even accessory to that. If y'all notice, y'all not being accessory to that. I don't see that. It's just council culture, pretending that they can, and then the religious, violations, and then the mental health violations, like, oh, we want to talk to this, we want this to happen, we want to be, and then it's just a white dude screaming out because he don't sound like he got any accent, and plus I know the nigga, period. I was in there already. They kicked me out. I just wasn't in here in Tacoma. This happened in Bellingham. So understand, nobody can fool y'all. Nobody can ask y'all to pretend that they're they're victims, because so far for like all this week, it's just been a gang of complaints. But they've been complaining to people that was either their little sisters, their mothers, their grandmas. It was some woman of a sort. Not another man. When you see them with other men, they just like this. Oh man, he knows this fake. He knows this. He knows that. Explaining already with those pure words. Straightforward. It was a charades. They cannot front that they can do anything to y'all to kick y'all out of the workplace. They tried at TCC. They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that for nothing. They tried to act like they was befriending those females in these colleges. Those females wasn't having that. Realize nobody can fool anybody if they're talking the same every day. And we're just quiet. Our country is just quiet and just listening to them. Like, really? Now I'm going to give y'all the heads up before they start acting, before they start moving, before they start even speaking. Realize what they're going to be doing first. On the phone, texting back and forth, something's gonna, volume level is gonna be, we call that, with the volume up and down, the noise, whatever, we call that the TV effect in psychology. They feel they can get their own personal devices with their own and come around somebody quiet and raise up their volume levels or start talking loud. And we learned this in kindergarten. I know, because that's where I learned it at. That's where teachers teach it at. And kindergarten, that means Head Start. Before you in the first grade. You feel me? Daycare and all that. They teach you that. So when the individuals do that, that's what that reminds me of. And the only people that's going to be there is who? And daycare and stuff like that. 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, until you're old enough to get to first grade. You feel me? Basically. So nah, don't never And y'all look at them like, look, they trying to do this again. And then y'all see me, I'm quiet. I'm like, yeah, they're not getting it. We're suing this group, but they're not getting this. And then they're disappearing on top of that. But they're not getting it. But they'll admit it though. They'll admit it just as fast as they'll admit it. I just came from the transients, right? And right away, bam, 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 and just hopping the transients. We out there getting it done. Literally, we are getting it done. And y'all having fun. Y'all doing your own thing. Realize that that ain't a crime. If this deputy knew these individuals, he should have took care of them. That is his responsibility if he knew them. If he did not know them, he shouldn't have never took the responsibility to call himself something like he'd been trying to make himself and impersonate that he controls them when they're not even in control. There's a such thing as no means no. There's a such thing as, take care of yourself. There's a such thing as mind your own, you live long. Mind your business. You feel me? When we're doing that already, nobody can complain that they wanted to talk to us or come around us so bad because I was just out there. Niggas ain't trying to talk to me. They'll tell each other amongst each other, oh, he's the one this, that's the one that ended this is that, that's the one that, they tried to lock up. Understand, when everybody knows your story, they know my story, they know our country's story, and we wrapped up all the confusion in our country. What do you think's gonna happen when all that confusion is gone? Nothing but good stuff. Nothing but good stuff. You feel me? So it's not about confusion or to provoke somebody to anger. It's not about, oh, we want him to, do this or do that, or we, why do you want something from a total stranger that you don't even like? And you complain that somebody ended, this, like when I went up to Olympia and they complained to the Capitol. Realize when that's done with, there ain't no real complaints. I'm not going to give them a bottle. I'm a planning daddy. I'm not finna give no bottles to a grown individual. Think about it. If somebody wanted their space, when y'all see me out there, what do y'all see? I'm always 6 feet this. I'm by myself, regardless of what they're trying to position themselves for, so they can have something to say. There ain't enough words in the world that will save their health, that will save their freedom, or they'll save their lives. You get what I'm saying? They did what they did on their own to themselves. It's not about going around quiet people trying to play on devices and pretend that they're talking to you. That's delusional. That is so delusional and mentally delayed and deluded that what conversation are you possibly having when every other sentence there's a lot of coughs and sighs? You can't do that. You feel me? Like that's not how that works. So for y'all that's in those relationships and I see y'all just like y'all riding around, y'all doing your thing, y'all you know what it is, realize something. I understand what y'all going through. I fully do, because if I'm in a relationship and somebody is acting and talking obsessively about somebody else when they were supposed to be, with me, and then they're saying all this other stuff, there's a million things that can fly through the mind all at one time. But realize y'all got balance. Y'all have balance with it, and there's an outcome to that. There's an outcome to it. It's not about anything that they're trying to throw y'all off, or y'all could just be riding down the street and it was a hype. It was like, oh, and then here I come, and then realize when you're dealing with an act of God. Realize when I just lined everything up with scripture. This is a Christian country, no? And realize who's complaining about our country's religion, and we not seeing the hate crimes in that. So no matter what they say or whether they're in the car with y'all, they're in the marketplaces, that wherever it is, y'all don't see nothing what they're saying. Y'all see the hate crimes, and y'all see the, you know what I mean? But know this, that's not y'all. That's not y'all. So y'all should be, you know, be be a little more at ease with that. And y'all have a happy Friday, you know. Sending my love out there to y'all. You feel me? And y'all have a blessed weekend too. And may it bring forth glad tidings for y'all as well, you know. And keep on eating and drinking. The more organic y'all get, the more healthier y'all gonna get, and the more sane y'all gonna get. You know, I got y'all in prayer. I got y'all, you know, I got good things prepared for y'all. And if y'all really want to laugh for a happy Friday, and they want to, you know, throw out all this, because y'all told me today too, you know, people front, you know, like, I understand, you know, I understand, you know, like, I wouldn't do it, but I understand what y'all saying. You feel me? Who else do y'all know? If I go to this workplace, that workplace, and they running that workplace, I never even been. But who else do y'all know? You know, that PC these niggas up out here. American man, right? The son of God, right? Aladdin King man, right? Yeah, there you go. You know, whenever y'all see somebody running on the phone, trying to play on the phone, acting like they just, you know what I mean? Whenever y'all see somebody running to somebody else, and then the person that they're listening to, he's running to them, so they can't run back to him and run back to all these other, you get what I'm saying? Understand why I'm at where I'm at right now. Like that, there's no more excuses for no words, no behavior. If they ain't hiding behind, you know, Bluetooth speakers on their phone connected to their vehicles, that's PC. If they're not hiding behind, you know, because they got their own little messages that they done recorded on something, there you go. If they're not hiding on cybercrime trying to speak on somebody's Wi-Fi, that's PC. If they not running to a woman to handle their business or speak for them, that's PC. If they're not running to a kid, you get what I'm saying? That's PC. But y'all don't see them running to a man. Never. They either run into a woman or child, or some, you know, some other ruckus of a noise. This ain't the circus. This damn for sure ain't the, you know, a recess time. So that should bring glad tidings to y'all, to let y'all know the mind frame. And when people have to ask these females who they were with, these family members who was with them, to ask them to pretend they're victims or pretend they're doing this, so they can make somebody else have an emotion for them. I don't have any emotion for them. You know what I mean? So that's a waste of y'all time. That's a waste of everybody's time, my time. I don't even pay attention to it. I'll clown it. I'll make fun of it because it's a waste. You know what I mean? But that's all them inside jokes type of stuff. Of the factualities of the thing. It's not some man screaming to them, which is verbal abuse and misconduct, but they're not seeing the millions. They're, you know, so we seen it. So finders keepers, put it that way, for a kindergarten game. Finders keepers, you feel me? And you know what I mean? And y'all have a blessed weekend too, you feel me? And we'll keep it like that. I gotta get into this workout, you feel me? So y'all do your thing, and y'all stay blessed, you feel me? And y'all don't waste your time. Your time is too precious. Make everything count, because that 1,000 years haven't even started yet. You feel me? And if you read those scriptures, line up Isaiah chapter 45 with Jeremiah chapter 23 with Isaiah chapter 11, Isaiah chapter 9, chapter 4, Psalms 91, Proverbs 1, 2, y'all get exactly a clear description of males, and then a clear description of everybody else, both male and female, that wasn't following behind this clan of men. Understand what that is, you know? So y'all have a blessed one, and y'all enjoy y'all happy Friday, because I have, you know what I mean? And thank you to y'all, you know, Wells Fargo and all them out there, you know, because I came from Lake Woodies, you feel me? And they doing their thing. You know what I mean? Safeway doing their thing. Y'all was out there, the mall shopping center, y'all doing y'all thing. You feel me? Like y'all doing y'all thing and y'all see the hate game. You feel me? But they just looking flabby and sick. And I thank y'all for not, doing anything that out of, immaturity, because these individuals chose to be that way. This is Washington. Washington will, take care of his own. Washington will go out of its way for its own. So when y'all see these individuals who didn't want it, I don't know why they stayed in Washington. Damn for sure not to just talk. You feel me? Like, so since it don't make sense and we already made things make sense for our country and for each other and one another, we gonna keep it sense. We gonna keep it sense. All the nonsense we not gonna deal with. We're going to move on from that. You feel me? We're going to move on from that, and we're going to keep on elevating and levitating into something better, because that's all we got. That's all we got left. It's the better, the most, the eternity part of it, and it's a combination. So understand what it is, and y'all keep saying y'all prayers and enjoying life, Like, I just seen a beautiful baby too, and she looked at me for the longest. And went to, and she grabbed her mama phone, Paisita. She grabbed her phone and she just started, on the, like, you know what I mean? Just on the phone, trying to talk, trying to show she picked that iPhone though. She started, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, as a planning daddy, to see something like that, and then to see, everything, literally, I'm looking at like the past of America. Before, like, the 1800s type of stuff, like I'm looking at, and way before that, but I'm looking at the past of how the mind frame used to be, and then everything that we came together to end and stop, and that's enough is enough, and utilizing everything, and then looking at a brighter future. I see both. I see the black, I see the white. I see the past that was dark, and then we're right now in the light. Everything that was hidden in the dark is in the light. So I'm seeing that. Y'all seeing that. We perfectly balanced. Y'all enjoy your day. You feel me? Why I drank this water of life. You feel me? Because if y'all understand those scriptures, you'll understand this land is holy.